Ladies and gentlemen, another thing I wanted to mention about that girl's channel with the simple wedding dress. Like, I wasn't trying to be like judgmental to her. I mean, good for her. She's got all those subscribers. She's got a channel that people value and they seek value in that channel. Good for her. And the good thing too is a lot of people probably have the same health issues she has and they see her as a hero. So great. It's a positive thing. But I'm thinking to myself, like, I barely get likes, and I sub videos I get lots of likes, but I barely get likes, and I barely get like the subscribers. Like people will leave a lot of times, and I'm like, but I never did anything, you know. I mean, I don't, and I mean, I don't expect people to be like, if they want to be subscribed, I want them to want to subscribe, and if they want to like my video, I want them to want to like my video. I don't want them to be like forced. Obviously, you can't force someone. If they like something, they like it. If they don't, they don't. But I'm good. Like I'm really, really good. Now I know saying that over and over again isn't positive necessarily, but I mean it's just like, um, I mean, I'm like a supermodel. Not that it matters. You shouldn't be only good looking, but I'm super talented and all that. But I mean, and the thing is, and I mean, nobody can control what your subscriber count is going to be. You're going to get subscribers if they like your stuff, and you're going to get people watching if they like it. And if they don't like it, well, they won't watch, and they won't like. But I think people are just very hard on me, and I think it's because I had this one bully that would just always talk negatively about me, so people were just hesitant to like me, and it just came this thing where people would just dislike me automatically. And I think I have a lot of fans that love me and think I'm great and watch, but nobody wants to just click that like button necessarily. And people do. I'm grateful to the ones that do. But I see some channels where they're just very mediocre and they have like several likes, and I'm like, what is it about their channel that they're getting all these likes? And my channel, I get like one dislike immediately on all my videos, and like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like my channel is very good in my opinion, and I mean my opinion means something to me. But I mean I know what good channels are. I mean I see famous people all the time. I'm a very good judge of what's good and what's not. So I think people are just very hard on me for some reason. I don't know if it's because I'm gorgeous and I just choose what I want in life and I'm confident. Like some of the people are not confident. There's people that are like very self-sabotaging in their self-esteem, not necessarily self-sabotaging, but they'd be just very negative towards themselves, and they say these negative things. And I'm very proud to say I'm good and this and that. I think it's people may view that negatively, but it's only because I think it's important you do view yourself that way, because it's like if you're going to see an expert for something and they say they're not an expert, would you see them still? Like, would you get their advice or have them do what they need to do? Probably not. But if you see someone that is an expert and they say they're an expert and they say, I've done this many years, or I'm good at this, or I'm good at that, you're going to want to see that person perform or whatever, or do whatever they need to do. So that's why I think it's important that we all not inflate ourselves falsely. I don't think that's the case, but I think you have to build yourself up where people might say, hey, they're building themselves up. Maybe this is a good channel. They're really confident in themselves. Maybe they feel really good about themselves because they are good. And I think for the most part, people when they see my channel, it's an instant reaction to positivity. I mean, I think it's instantly positive. I think people see my look and right away, it's very nice and very lucky, but people see my look right away and think, I love this channel. I'm very lucky that way. And some of you might be in the same boat as me. You do a channel, you've got a great set of abs or whatever, or you've got a good look, and people will gravitate towards you immediately. Yes, lucky. It's very lucky, but at the end of the day, if people are like there's one girl, one set of girls, she's a heel queen, and they're Filipino girls, they're adorable, but I look way better. But I mean, they're cute, they're cute girls, very positive, upbeat, and they've got all these likes on every video and no dislikes, and I'm like, sometimes I have way more dislikes than likes, and I'm like, I didn't do anything. Like it's a good video. Like I look super good, and I'm doing a really good job. So I don't know what's lacking there. I have no idea. I mean, a lot of times I do focus on myself, but I think Paris Hilton had one time she read a book on how someone was loving her, and she read a million things about how she was loved, and I'm like, she got a lot of views and very many likes. I mean, it just happens. If you're like a celebrity type, you do focus on yourself a lot. So I don't know what the issue is, but I think people are too hard on me, and I don't know what the reason is, because I'm a very nice person, and I mean, and you shouldn't have to be a nice person to get people to watch. If you're good, right? Anyway, I've beaten that with a dead horse, darlings. Alright, I don't want to talk about that too much. Obviously, it's not positive, but it's just that I really think, like, I made 31,000 videos in 2.5 years. I think someone should automatically click that like button and just be like, I'm going to subscribe automatically for that much work that you put into a channel. I think it should be an automatic giveaway. But honestly, I really do believe you have to really earn your likes and your views. But I'm doing such a good job in my opinion. I think right now maybe what will happen is it's just leaning that way right now because I'm in a bit of a, maybe people see me negatively for some odd reason, I don't know why. And maybe later on it'll just boost up. But I'm like, hey, like look at me. I work so hard for you guys. I really make sure my channel's good. Like I've even seen people like Got Mick, Got Mick. I don't think Got Mick is a very good drag queen, but Got Mick was on RuPaul's Drag Race. Got Mick was popular. Got Mick is very popular, and why not, right? But I mean, like I'm like so much better, and of course everyone likes him for the reasons they like him, and they like me for the reasons they like me. But I'm like honestly, like I don't know how I could do any better, guys. I don't know. But anyway, you have to judge what you think. If you like me, you like me. If you don't, you don't. But I really feel that I work so hard, and likes and people subscribing, that's a privilege, right? It's not something that is um, that's a privilege. You can't force it. You just have to let it go and be natural. But I'm like, oh my God, like I did 31,000 videos in 2.5 years. I'm so perfect in my look, like a 10 out of 10. And I perform and sing. I do memes. I do stand poetry. I do write my own songs. I do acting. I do motivational speeches. I do dieting and exercises for free. I do commentaries. I do TikTok talks. I do comedy. It's like, oh my God, like you can't do any more than that. And I'm just like baffled. I have no idea why there's not like likes just bursting on my page, and like subscriber counts going up all the time. They are going up all the time, but it's just so steadily slow, which is fine. But I really see myself as like this huge star for obvious reasons. So I really feel that the fans should really be like, hey, he is right. Or Marco's right, or Milena's right. This channel is awesome. Anyway, you guys are awesome. The ones that have subscribed and the ones that are watching, thank you. Um, and tell your friends, obviously, if you want. I know it sounds kind of being like, oh, you have to. Obviously, you don't have to. If you want to watch, you watch. If you like, you like. You have to like what you're watching. You can't just click subscribe unless you like it. But I think a lot of people just choose to not like me because they heard something or whatever, and it's like I don't know that person. Like I'm very quiet. I just tend to be with my wife and families and stuff like that. I don't really focus on anything much else. And my best friend, who just passed, was unfortunately. Anyway, thank you all. Bye now.